New today, VinFast pushing back its electric vehicle production in Chatham County. We'll explain what's behind the delay and what this could mean for the thousands of potential jobs on site.
This church has had Black Lives Matter and pride flags on the front lawn burned, stolen, and cut up for years. I spoke with church leaders about why they continue to put out this message of inclusion.
How much longer? You'll need this tonight. I have the timing for when the rain clears out and when it returns for the weekend.
Well, let's take you to a live look at this stunning sunset over Wake County tonight. That thin layer of clouds there now, but we can actually see the sun a little bit. The clouds are lingering, and we're tracking more chances into the weekend for rain. Thank you for joining us. I'm Deborah Morgan.
And I'm Chris Lovingood. Now, here's the deal. We could still see some pop-up showers across our area tonight before another round moves in Sunday. But meteorologist Kat Campbell, she's in the WRAL Severe Weather Center, timing out this wet weather and watching it very closely, Kat.
It's just a small chance that we would see a quick shower roll through tonight, but I want to give you a heads up in case you see one and you want to keep the umbrella handy. It's in the northern part of our viewing area through about 9 o'clock, and it's this line of showers that's approaching Mecklenburg County, Virginia right now. That's what we're going to be watching. Not a lot of activity, but just a heads up, you may run into a quick shower. The next system off to our west, we're going to see an area of low pressure move toward Texas tomorrow and really come together as it nears North Carolina on Sunday. Luckily, wedged in between the wet weather today and Sunday, you've got a bright and breezy dry day Saturday. 57 our high tomorrow, 37 by Sunday morning, and then the rain moves in later in the morning. And all the clouds out there, high pressure to our north, that should lock high temperatures only in the 40s. So if you thought today was a chilly rain, just wait till Sunday. Rain moves in late morning. For most of us, we've got some showers around lunchtime, and those showers continue through the afternoon and evening. I'll have a closer look at our frost and freeze threats ahead coming up.
All right, we'll see your full forecast in just a bit, Kat. Thanks.
And some breaking news, new reaction tonight to electric car maker VinFast's announcement that it's delaying production in our area until 2025. This is what the Chatham County site looks like right now, ahead of construction starting this summer. WRAL's Keenan Willard is live at the VinFast site in Moncure. Keenan, how is the community reacting to this news?
Well, Deborah, just within the last hour, both the governor and Chatham County have put out strong statements saying they are confident that VinFast will overcome this delay and follow through with their multi-billion-dollar electric vehicle plant on this plot of land in Chatham County. But some of the people living nearby say this delay has them concerned about what exactly is going to take place here. Here's everything we know about the delay so far. Tonight, in a statement to WRAL, VinFast says that a need to focus on administrative procedures is forcing them to push back the rollout of their electric vehicles here until 2025. Now, originally they'd said these cars were going to start rolling off the line next year. We know that construction is proceeding out here at the site and development has already been long underway since 2022. But there is a little community concern about what exactly is going to take place here and what the nature of a delay means for this long-awaited project. This is a $4 billion deal, one of the largest economic development deals in state history, with a promise of 7,500 jobs and a complete overhaul of the infrastructure of the surrounding area here in Chatham County. And some people say hearing that there's going to be a year pushback on EVs actually rolling out has them concerned about what this site's going to look like.
But I mean, for us in this part of Chatham County, it would have really been economical as far as business building it up anyway, because there's nothing here.
We did reach out to VinFast and ask if they were available for an interview about the future of this site in the wake of this delay. They say that's not going to be possible until next week. We are still working to get a response about their plan and the weeks and months ahead in the wake of this delay, though. Deborah?
Keenan Willard live in Chatham County. Thank you, Keenan.
A Baptist church in Cary continues to struggle with vandalism. Specifically, its pride and Black Lives Matter flags. Most recently, they were cut from their poles. And back in August, these flags were scorched and burned, making that community feel unsafe. Despite these issues, the Greenwood Forest Baptist Church has replaced the flags every single time. WRAL's Monica Casey spoke with leaders about why they continue to let these flags fly.
The associate pastor at this church tells me the Pride and Black Lives Matter flags send a message of inclusion in a world that's not always inclusive. The Greenwood Forest Baptist Church first put up these flags in 2020. The issues have been nonstop.
We've had them burned, we've had them stolen. Recently, we had them cut up.
No matter what happens to the flags, Associate Pastor Wesley Spears Newsom replaces them.
As soon as they're damaged or disappear, the next day, I'm out there putting up new ones that have been sent to us by members of the community.
I admire them very, very much.
Carytown counselors support the church. Counselor Carissa Johnson donated flags herself.
People are inspired by their very public message of inclusion.
Town Mayor Harold Weinbrecht also believes in the message, saying Cary is a welcoming place for everyone.
There are no exceptions, and we don't think that anyone should be treated differently or disrespected in any way.
Spears Newsom says people need to see and hear that there are places that will include them. He's thinking especially of the young queer community.
If they see their flag outside of our church, whenever they drive by, I hope that gives them hope and an assurance that they would be included here and they belong not just at our church but in our community as well.
In Cary, Monica Casey, WRAL News.
Investigators are still looking for the person who shot two men outside the Biscuitville on Wake Forest Road. Tonight, we're learning more about what happened immediately after the shooting yesterday morning. One of the restaurant employees was among those who called 911.
How many shots did you hear? I don't know. I didn't hear it. One of my persons working here, he heard like a couple of shots. Okay. Did you see any vehicles or people? Okay, ma'am, I'm inside the restaurant. I don't know what's happening. So this guy is on the floor. I gotta go. He got shot and then he's on the floor.
While the search for a suspect continues, police do not believe there is a danger to the public.
Investigators say a man accused of crashing his car at Wilmington International Airport told them the devil made him do it. The New Hanover County Sheriff's Office says 37-year-old Trey Dvorak drove his car through the fence and onto the tarmac. Now, this happened after 7 o'clock last night. Deputies chased the car from there to the terminal where it crashed through the doors and came to a stop near the security checkpoint. Dvorak now faces state and federal charges, and we asked aviation security expert Jeff Price if anything can be done to prevent a breach like this.
In aviation security, we talk more about deterrence. Let's make it harder at our airport, whatever airport we're at, so that people, if they're going to do something like this, they decide to not do it at our airport.
Price says protective posts between the curb and the terminal doors are recommended but not required. ILM does not have those. A TSA agent had minor injuries after this crash, but no one else was hurt.
For the first time since this deadly crash on Atlantic Avenue, we are hearing from the mother of the driver of this car that hit head on during a street race. Tanika Bonaparte was in this SUV with her 5-year-old daughter driving to her mother's house for babysitting. They did not make it. A Mercedes slammed into them at Atlantic Avenue in Six Forks, destroying Bonaparte's SUV. The two were rushed to the hospital and survived. Raleigh police say the 3-car collision was the result of street racing. 33-year-old William Ortiz was driving a Mercedes-Benz northbound on Atlantic Avenue at high speeds along a 2020 Chevrolet Camaro. Police say Ortiz lost control, hitting Bonaparte's SUV. Her mother says she is grateful they are alive.
I tell everyone I'm not planning 2 funerals. So I thank God that I'm able to see them each day.
Ortiz died in the crash. Police have not found the driver of that Camaro.
More than 18 million Americans live in low-income communities that don't have easy access to grocery stores. That includes right here in central North Carolina. WRAL investigative data journalist Ali Ingersoll is looking at how Duke is working to fix this.
About 1 out of every 10 people living in both Wake and Durham counties are food insecure, data shows. Now, Duke Health, along with a number of community organizations, are partnering together to address those concerns as they're looking at food as medicine.
Food is universal, what everyone needs. There is the immediacy of now when one is hungry.
Peter Scalern, the CEO of Reinvestment Partners, shows us around Farmer Food Share, one of the organizations working to address food insecurity across the state by providing fresh produce grown in North Carolina to those who lack access to it. 1 out of every 5 people in this area live below the federal poverty level, data shows. And the closest major supermarket is over half a mile away.
Being food insecure also is often related to being housing insecure, which is really related to being economically insecure.
Many of our outcomes come down to where we live. More than 150,000 people in Wake and Durham counties live in areas that are low income with low access to supermarkets, USDA data shows. And that lack of access to nutritious foods has impacts on health outcomes, according to research. That's why Duke Health is getting involved. In 2019, they began screening patients for unmet health-related social needs. Food insecurity sits at the top of the list, according to Deborah Clark-Jones.
We can't separate these unmet social needs from healthy living and academic performance, employment performance. It's all interrelated.
The organizers say that there really is an urgency of getting this done right now because the food that we're currently feeding our residents affects the futures of our cities. In Durham, Allie Ingersoll, WRAL News.
A new scam warning to tell you about tonight. The Attorney General is working to make sure more North Carolinians don't fall victim. What you need to look out for still ahead. And college basketball excitement is building. We're going to take you inside some exclusive interviews with 2 legendary coaches in a Tobacco Road rivalry. A sneak peek of this week's On the Record is coming up. And as we head into the break, this is a live look over the sound at Wrightsville Beach. Pretty nice. Boy, we are right in the middle of all of the March Madness and all of the fun that comes along with this. College basketball fans will know these 2 men very well. Duke coach Mike Krzyzewski and UNC coach Roy Williams, now retired from coaching. Gerald Owens is here now.
No relation.
No relation. Gerald Owens talked with Roy Williams.
We did. We both interviewed these coaches, and I know I expected Roy Williams to be laid back. I didn't expect him to be this relaxed. We showed up very relaxed. It's amazing when you have guys who are on this level of their career. When they step back, they can let the weight of the world go, and they're just so affable. They're funny. He was hilarious. He was engaging. He answered every question. You know, you don't have to dodge questions anymore. You don't have to sugarcoat things. You can say what you feel. And as Roy Williams said, I'm 72. I don't care anymore. So it was pretty interesting. I know you had the same feeling with Mike Krzyzewski.
Yeah, Coach K, 75, does not play golf like Coach Williams does. Still, he plays several times a week, right?
Does,
you found out. I spent about 3 hours with Coach K in his office at Duke. We took a look at all of the wonderful pictures and the memories that he has. We talked a lot about his family and how he's so happy about spending more time with them now. Real valuable time. And he's present. He's in the moment now. Unlike always trying to think about basketball 24/7. Now he can actually enjoy some of the relationships he has. He even told me that some of his relationships with his grandchildren are stronger than his daughters were at that same age.
Yeah, same thing here. But he has more time to spend with them. Whereas when you're coaching for 40, 50, almost 50 years, you don't have the weekends like you did before you got into coaching.
Yeah.
A couple of things that surprised me about Roy Williams is that he gives advice to a lot of people. He gave advice to one of the world's best golfers. Asked Coach Williams for advice on golf, and you'll see that in this half-hour special, at least the Roy Williams part of it, coming up this Saturday on the Record.
And we're going to catch up with Coach K, too, and the other coach in his life, which is a silver lab puppy and still has a lot of puppy in him. We're going to see what Coach the dog looks like, too. Yeah, a lot to catch up on, so don't miss these exclusive interviews during a special edition of On the Record. My interview with Coach K airs tomorrow night at 7.
And then stick with us at 7:30. You'll watch my full interview with Roy Williams. this weekend on the record.
You don't want to miss it. Our full conversations, we had a little bit of some of these stories earlier, about a month ago, and now it's the full conversation.
Yep.
So a lot to watch.
Should be fun.
A lot of people look forward to that. If you get a package you didn't order, folks, it's likely a scam. 5 on Your Side reports the state attorney general's office is getting alerted to new cases of brushing scams. That's when a scammer orders something in your name and then poses as a verified buyer to post positive reviews and boost their product rating and popularity online. But it's also likely meaning that, well, your personal information has been leaked, even possibly your credit card details. Don't like that. If this happens to you, change your passwords, keep a close watch on your accounts, and don't pay for an unwanted package, and let the retailer know about the fraudulent purchase. This weekend, crews will start demolishing the Airport Boulevard Bridge over I-40. The DOT has worked to improve this interchange. Several lanes of the interstate will close overnight while crews work. It's all going to start at midnight tonight. Closures will continue through next week until the work is done. And get ready to spring forward this weekend. I don't like it, but it's happening. Daylight saving time is Sunday. It starts at 2 a.m., so make sure your clocks move forward by an hour. Experts say planning ahead is the key here to feeling less tired with the time change. But if you try going to bed and waking up 15 minutes earlier than usual in these days leading up to daylight savings, well, that might be good for you. That way, your body can slowly adjust to the earlier start time. Don't know about you, Kat Campbell, but I think when it comes to daylight saving time, I don't like it. I kind of wish it would stay the same, but I mean, it's going to happen either way, regardless of how I feel.
Yeah, I know. And at least we'll get the later sunsets. I'll tell you, when I used to work the morning shift, I would wake up at 2 in the morning, though, and I had to set a timer on my phone because of the daylight saving shift. It would happen on my phone while I was sleeping. Glad I don't have to do that at least. 7:19 p.m. will be the sunset by the time we get to Sunday. We're probably not going to see it, unfortunately. We've got more clouds on the way for the weekend. Temperatures right now, 45 in Roxborough, 51 here in the Triangle, 55 degrees in Fayetteville. We've got changes coming, though, temperature-wise. We could be in for a brief warm-up at the end of next week. For the weekend, we're expecting temperatures to be below normal, especially Sunday. But the coldest temperatures come on Wednesday morning, upper 20s to lower 30s. So widespread frost and freeze threat Wednesday morning. We'll likely see a couple of frost freeze threats for the middle of next week. But by Thursday and Friday, that's when we see a brief ridge of high pressure trying to build back in, and that could help our temperatures climb back into the 60s and 70s. I don't think it's going to be long-lived. We've got a cold front lining up on the west, and that's likely to bring some cooler temperatures again for the end of next week. But let's talk about low temperatures. This is where it gets significant. So a lot of the berry farmers, blueberries, strawberries are already blooming and honestly growing on some of the plants out there. So this is a big issue given what a warm February that we have had. Precautions will be necessary to save the crops. We're looking at just a small risk of a frost this weekend. I think that the wind should really keep that from becoming widespread. But Tuesday, Wednesday, and perhaps Thursday mornings of next week, those are going to be the days to watch, especially Wednesday morning. That could be a killing frost in parts of the area. Now, looking at Sunday morning, it's going to be chilly, luckily not quite down to freezing, but an overcast start to your Sunday morning, temperatures in the 30s. We could perhaps see some rain moving into the western part of our viewing area by 10 a.m., but it may take a little time for the rain to actually reach the ground. Lunchtime through the afternoon and evening, we're likely to see rain continuing on Sunday. High temperatures only in the 40s for most of us. Rain continues through dinner time, and even after that, it may lighten up a little bit as we head into Sunday night, but I think that we're going to see this flow of moisture just to continue to bring showers. Not tomorrow, though. You've got a nice day wedged between today and Sunday. Get outside tomorrow, walk on the greenways, go for a bike ride, whatever you can do to enjoy the sunshine and the milder temperatures tomorrow. We're forecasting 57 for the high, but with the wind out there, it may feel a little cooler than that, so just a heads up there. We spring forward over the weekend, as we mentioned. Sunday, we're overcast, though, and by Monday, just a small chance for rain in the morning. That clears out quickly, and most of the day Monday will be dry. After that, we've got bright blue skies, breezy conditions Tuesday into Wednesday, and the warm-up on the way as we near the end of next week. 70 degrees a week from today possible.
A warm-up worth looking forward to. All right, thanks, Kat.
Still ahead, we're getting a snapshot of just how important filming is in North Carolina. We're going to break down the economic boost and job creation from last year coming from some popular movie and TV projects here. Filmmakers spent more than $258 million on productions in North Carolina last year.
We're pretty popular here,
Yeah.
it turns out. 74 film, television, and streaming projects had production-related activities in our state. That includes grant awardees George and Tammy and The Summer I Turned Pretty. It also includes local productions, travel shows, and reality series filmed in North Carolina. That includes diners, drive-ins, and drives, 90 Day Fiancé, and Pawn Stars. Governor Roy Cooper says these projects helped create 16,000 job opportunities last year. Filming for this year, it's already off to a strong start with 5 new productions underway, including a Hallmark Christmas movie at Biltmore State.
We have a very photogenic state.
Yes, we do.
Yes. Well, the Wake County Animal Center is crowded and still needs help getting animals adopted.
Well, and that's why they're offering discounted adoption fees starting tomorrow. $25 for dogs and name your price for cats. And that deal runs through next Friday. And dogs have actually their own beer at Raleigh's newest beer garden.
Yeah, this is something. Tap Yard Raleigh is open right now. It will officially hold its grand opening on March 25th. Mason's Good Dog beer is brewed every week exclusively for Tap Yard. The non-alcoholic beer contains all natural ingredients and is specifically made for dogs. Samples of this dog-friendly beer will be available during the March 25th grand opening event. Well, you heard about skeletons in the closet?
But you may not have heard about an alligator in the attic.
No.
In Wilmington, near our coast, an inspector found a live 8-foot-long gator in the attic of a house. It sounds kind of like a movie. At first, he thought that it was a fake stuffed gator, and then he continued doing his job. Then looked back and realized, well, it was moving and breathing. Workers were evacuated from the home and animal control was called in. Brown thinks the gator may have gotten in the home through a door that was left open over the weekend. There's that one movie that came out recently, Cocaine Bear, and now it's like, what, alligator in the attic?
Right.
That sounds like a movie.
How did it crawl up there?
The mystery continues.
I know. Very interesting.
Well, thanks for making WRAL your choice for local news.
We'll see you on our next newscast at 10 on Fox 50 and then at 11 on WRAL. Have a great night and a great weekend.
Keep watching WRAL News over the air Channel 34 and Spectrum Channel 1257.